Well. You know, I was all set to basically not even bother doing this video. I had it in mind at the end of June. Figured, okay, wait till sometime in July to do it, and stuff just got away from me, and I was pretty much all set to just not even bother doing it. It just figure out, well, opportunities pass me by, whatever, just leave it alone. But this morning, I woke up to my dear friend, the Reformed JW, Mike Martinez, on Facebook, posting this video of this Muslim. The majority of people quit to debate predestination, covenant theology, eschatology, however, how many would be able to refute this man's arguments in person? This is the Muslim clown who did his rap of why I hate Jesus. No, well, yeah, he may as well say that, because Muslims do hate the real Jesus Christ. They like the ding-dong Islamic version of him, but that's not the real Jesus Christ. You know, it's his rebuttal of why I hate religion but love Jesus. I listened to this, and it just, you can't see me now, but I am rubbing my forehead. This is why I just do not, this is why I cannot debate Muslims. They are just, Muslim apologists are so stupid and disingenuous, and just, I mean, they just don't even bother to learn what we actually believe. He has set up so many straw men in this video. My intelligence was just insulted. I was so annoyed by this video. I decided, and just so annoyed by Islam, I just decided, you know what, the heck with it. I'm doing this video just to put the boots to Islam. It's actually going to be a two-parter, and this is the first part. It's called Christmas in July, in August for the Muslims. And like I said, I was going to do it in July. That kind of passed me by, but no, I'm doing it now. So, what do we have here? Here is the noble Koran. The entirely credible, most certainly handed down by God Most High. This is Surah 19. Talks about the conception and the birth of Jesus. And he said, thus it will be, your Lord says, it is easy for me, we will make him a sign of the people and a mercy from us. And it is a matter already decreed. So she conceived him. No, I'm sorry, the Koran deceives people. And she withdrew with him to a remote place. Pains of childbirth drove her. Now pay real close attention to this. Under the trunk of a palm tree, she said, oh, I wish I had died before this and was in oblivion forgotten. He called from below her, do not grieve, your Lord has provided beneath you a stream, and shake toward you the trunk of the palm tree. It will drop upon you ripe, fresh dates. So, that was pretty nice of Allah. He gave Mary some ripe, fresh dates after her delivering Jesus, according to the Quran. So this all happened under a palm tree. Let's keep that in mind. So, the Bible says that Jesus was born in Bethlehem in a manger. I almost said in a stable. Let's take a look and see how we should regard the manger scenes we see every December. Is this really accurately representing what went down? Well, here's from my favorite Christian apologist, Justin Martyr. He talks about the nativity of Christ. Mary goes to, let's see, a man with a child until a revelation returned to Judea. Child was born in Bethlehem. Here we go. I'm going to highlight it. Since Joseph could not find lodging in that village, he took up the quarters in a certain cave near the village. And while they were there, Mary brought forth the Christ and placed him in a manger. And here Magi who came from Arabia found him, etc. So, according to Justin, Joseph could not find lodging in the village. He took up his quarters in a certain cave near the village. This is dialogue with Trypho, chapter 78. Where does Justin say this took place? It took place in a cave. Baby Jesus was put in the feed trough in the cave. Alright, so Justin thought that. Interesting. What do we have next? We have the infancy Gospel of James. Justin wrote dialogue probably around 150. He had the conversation with Trypho around 135 in Ephesus. This is probably dated to about 145, and this is kind of a tall tale of the conception and the birth of Jesus Christ. Again, from about 145. But let's see, chapter 18 is talking about Joseph. He found a cave there and led her to it. Leading his 2 sons behind her, he went out to seek a midwife in the district of Bethlehem. And I, Joseph, was walking and was not walking. I looked at the sky, etc., etc. Saw the sheep walking, the sheep stood still, blah, 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 blah. So, what do we have here? Coming down from the hill country, where are you going? I said, I'm seeking a Hebrew midwife. I am a Hebrew, etc. And the midwife said, come and see. They stood in the place of the cave, and behold, a luminous cloud overshadowed the cave. So, according to the guy writing this tall tale, admittedly, but where does he have Jesus born? A cave. So far in the 100s, the early to mid 100s, it looks like there's a pretty decent little tradition that Jesus was born in a cave in Bethlehem. Interesting. Now here's where it starts to get particularly interesting. This is against Celsus with Origen. Celsus, wherever you are, probably in Hades awaiting your final judgment, thank you for opening your fat mouth about Christianity so much, because you really gave Origen a magnificent chance to pwn you and really put forth so many decent arguments in his rebuttal to you. So, thank you for being a useful idiot, Celsus. You came in quite handy. This is Book 1, Chapter 51. Origen talks about Jesus' birth in Bethlehem. And here's, with respect to the birth of Jesus in Bethlehem, if anyone desires, after the prophecy of Micah, and after the history recorded in the Gospels by the disciples of Jesus, to have additional evidence from other sources, let him know that in conformity with the narrative in the Gospel regarding his birth, there is shown in Bethlehem the cave where he was born, and the manger in the cave where he was wrapped in swaddling clothes. And this site is greatly talked of in the surrounding places, even among the enemies of the faith. Check that out. Even among the enemies of the faith. It being said that in this cave was born that Jesus who was worshipped and reverenced by the Christians. So, according to Origen, even among the enemies of the faith, it being said that in this cave was born that Jesus who was worshipped and reverenced by the Christians. This December, if you are watching the History Channel or the Discovery Channel and some liberal crackpot theologian starts talking about how Jesus probably wasn't born in Bethlehem, why did it take everybody so long to figure that out? Because back in the day, no one had a problem with the idea that Jesus was born in Bethlehem. Even his enemies. I could probably do a video talking about how Tertullian and I think Justin Martyr talk about how there are records on file that that show that Jesus was born in Bethlehem. They're on file in the Capitol. Putting that aside, so everybody concedes, yeah, this is the cave in Bethlehem where Jesus of Nazareth was born. according to Origen, even the enemies of Christianity. Last but not least, St. Jerome. St. Jerome lived in Bethlehem, and he talked about some local history from the time of Hadrian to the reign of Constantine. So we're talking about Hadrian, what would that be? Period of about 180 years. Spot which witnessed the resurrection was occupied by a figure of Jupiter. You stay classy, Hadrian. Way to be there. Put a statue of Jupiter by where Jesus was buried and was resurrected from the dead. While the rock and the cross it stood, a marble statue of Venus was set up by heathen and became an object of worship. The original persecutors, indeed, supposed that by polluting our holy places, they would deprive us of our faith in the passion and in the resurrection. Now here's where Jerome hits it home. Even my own Bethlehem, as it now is, that most venerable spot in the whole world, which the psalmist sings, the truth has sprung out of the earth, was overshadowed by a grove of Tammuz, that is, of Adonis. And in the very cave, the infant Christ that uttered his first, earliest cry, lamentation, was made for the paramour of Venus. So Hadrian decided, just for the sake of being a jerk, to, tweak Christians' noses. Too bad, guys, we're going to be setting up shrines to the gods of Rome in all your holy spots. And a shrine was set up for the paramour of Venus in Jerome's hometown until Constantine came along and said, knock it off. So, let me ask you a question. Based on all this, I think we can say with pretty reasonable, we could say pretty reasonable, with a lot of certainty, historically speaking, that Jesus was born in a cave in Bethlehem. We could say that with, pretty decent historical certainty. How well do palm trees grow in caves?